there's now 3 gateways online, warp gates, sorry, for Filthy, and this robotics facility, which is chrono boosting absolutely nothing
Yeah,
right
I
now.
just saw
So
that.
a bit of miss micro there by Filthy, but I do like the fact that he did sneak that robotics bay in, so he will have that observer to follow his army around and do some much needed scouting in terms of what Filthy needs. But yeah, just great play by Filthy so far, and MOOnGLaDe really needs to find his bearings because he's going to be out of this game very soon unless he finds it.
Yeah, he hasn't got lair tech online either. This is just everything's just been so delayed from mOOnGLaDe, and he's not pushing out with his pretty sizable force at the moment. Just looking at the unit differential, he's got 36 Zerglings and 12 Roaches compared to 14 Zealots, 4 Stalkers, 4 Sentries. So those sentries will provide a big advantage in terms of fighting in these little pathways, but if he can get a wide open engagement where he can get a really good spread of his Roaches and Zerglings, he should be just fine. But it's just testament to how harassed mOOnGLaDe is at this time. He doesn't have Lair online, and Filthy is just picking it all up right now. He's getting all that scouting information, he's getting his observer there, and now he has seen that expansion. He's doing exactly what was expected in taking out those destructible rocks, and there's no Overlord here for mOOnGLaDe. He really needed that Overlord there, because now he doesn't know that Filthy is slowly working into his base. He doesn't see any of this. Doesn't have a Zergling or anything in this Zelnaga watchtower, which would be great, especially considering he has so many Zerglings just chilling out. So he's not going to see this until this Overlord now is going to see it. So he's finally picking it up, but it's too late now because now this Destructible Rocks is going down, and he's going to have to move all of his troops to engage and try and fight on the creep. We are seeing a big engagement here. These Speedlings coming up, trying to catch these Roaches. mOOnGLaDe desperately trying to get a wide open engagement here. Lots of Roaches being caught without the Speedlings in front of him. This is terrible. Really nice force field placement there. Beautiful force field placement there by Filthy. His Zealots able to close the gap so nicely, and that's what the Zealots want to do. Denies that numbers advantage, surrounding these Roaches. Wonderful fight execution there by Filthy, and he's mopping everything up, taking minimal losses. A few Zealots going down, workers from the expansion coming in to join now. A few reinforcement Roaches, but this getting shredded by this positioning of these Stalkers, which has just been so good. Zealots still somehow on their feet. More Zerglings joining the fight, but another great force field, preventing these reinforcements on the left. But finally, enough troops being produced by mOOnGLaDe to try and deal with this, but Filthy keeps bringing on more from his own warp gates, which he's got 2 set up in the center at the Zelnaga. So he's just able to reinforce this attack so well. And mOOnGLaDe is in all kinds of trouble right here. He's lost all of his workers from his expansion, and this expansion is not able to deny this attack. It's just so strong play from Filthy. So I'm not sure what the answer is going to be. More Zealots and an Immortal coming in now. So those Roaches are just going to have huge problems taking out that Immortal, especially if his additional troops can get the Speedlings off the Immortal. Interestingly though, Filthy is just pulling back at the moment, wanting to bring in those extra Zealots in a Sentry. So he's just been so good with these force field placements, it's not surprising that he wants another Sentry in this army, because that positioning in that fight was just so well executed. He had that nice little rectangle wall of troops there, forcing mOOnGLaDe to have his Roaches and his Speedlings cut off, and then once they tried to amalgamate in the middle, he just force fielded him, and it was just so great positioning.
Yeah, mOOnGLaDe actually deciding to run by with his Zerglings into the expansion for the Protoss player. But he took out a couple pros, but not much going on there. The Immortals and Zealots warping in, they were just did enough there. They are taking out one of the proxy pylons though, so that will be a bit frustrating for Filthy, but not a huge loss considering he has the other one just on the other side. So mOOnGLaDe trying to put Filthy on the back foot, but really it's just so much happening Filthy in the base now, just ripping it up. So great play by Filthy.
Yeah, these Zealots definitely trying to hold the line, and the good thing here by Filthy is he decided, well, if you're going to harass my worker line, I'm just going to go into your main. So now we are seeing these Speedlings try to go to work, try to get this Immortal who has 6 kills. He's just doing so much damage to these Roaches, and the additional forces from Filthy is just keeping these Zerglings, which are going to do quick damage to these Immortals. The second Immortal joining in. This is bad news for mOOnGLaDe. He's having so much trouble just bringing the first one down. More Zerglings streaming in to try and work on these Immortals, but the Immortals just brushing the attacks off, and mOOnGLaDe throwing him out a little bit of jovial smack at the end of the game there. But Filthy scores the first game of this best of 3. So mOOnGLaDe, having been so strong in the first best of 3 this final, is now down a game. One more game, and Filthy takes the lot.
Yeah, that's just great play by Filthy. And I mean, considering he's a random player, the force fields he did in that expansion fight just won him that game. It just did it so handily that there was just nothing left for mOOnGLaDe to fight with, and he was just completely rebuilding after that. So, fantastic play by Filthy. I'm surprised to see it from a random player. It just shows how good he really is. So.
Game 5 time. Looking forward to it.